The thing that really strikes people is the fact that lifeboats are pretty useless if the ship is listing.
Oh my God.
Cruise ships are not supposed to tilt like this, but sometimes they do. And when they do, things can go from, that was weird, to full-on chaos faster than you could imagine. Today we are diving into some of the wildest listing footage on cruise ships I've seen. What causes these tilts? How dangerous can they actually be? And what happens on board when the angle is too extreme?
Our ship just turned. Everything
don't got his shoes on.
Andrew, we're fine. Just stay here, buddy. We're fine. We're fine. Just stay here. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine, buddy. Sometimes that just happens. You're okay. Andrew, I want you to stay here. It's the safest spot. Just stay here, okay?
Every cruise ship has stabilisers, and basically their job is to try and reduce the side-to-side motion. But stabilisers can't prevent everything. Short bursts of wind, uneven wave patterns, sudden changes in direction, all of these can tilt the ship slightly for a few seconds. Now this one looks really chaotic, but if you took the water away, it's kind of okay. We can see the water flowing in one direction, which means the ship is leaning, but it's not too dangerous yet. Otherwise, no one would be allowed on the open decks.
Did you all hear that on the Royal Caribbean Explorer of the Seas, the ship tilted 30 degrees for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now, they were near one of the largest of the Canary Islands in Spain. Now, it happened between 10 to 15 minutes. There were some injuries, but no one went overboard because, as you can imagine, if someone was on the deck when this happened, it could have knocked them overboard. But all passengers have been accounted for because when it happened, the captain did come over the loudspeaker and advised everyone to go back to their cabins so they can do a proper head count. But a lot of the guests did state that once they came out of like the theaters and the different places that they were, across the promenade was a lot of products. All of the drinks and bottles from the bars had fallen and broken. So as you can imagine, people are very shaken up that this happened. Some people said it felt like the ship was making multiple fast, quick turns at one time. There was a short video showing people like walking sideways.
So this is where we enter real listing territory. 30 degrees is a lot. Cruise ships are designed to naturally return to an upright position, which is called righting energy, and stabilisers help with this also. But stabilisers only work when the ship is moving forward through the water at a decent speed. If the ship is hit suddenly by strong wind, like in this case jumping from 46 to 86 miles per hour, it can push the whole vessel sideways before the stabilisers have had time to correct the motion. That's what causes a sharp list, and at 30 degrees, things start falling.
From inside the kitchen of a cruise ship, a stomach turning lean, sending staff running and bracing for more. New Zealand's South Island, harsh weather hitting near Milford Sound. The pool on board spilling with each tilt, an almighty mess with pots and pans sent flying and trays of food toppling. Sandwiches spoiled, bain-maries of boiling hot baked beans mixed with scrambled egg, making for a slip and slide nobody asked for. In the gift shops on board, a clean-up to be had. Perfume and skincare sent flying off the shelves, glass displays falling apart, designer bags scattered on the ground. Princess Cruises says its crew responded quickly to correct the situation, and at no point was the safety of the ship compromised.
If I got $1 for every time I turned up at the shops and things had fallen off the shelves, I wouldn't need to work. But this is where it gets serious, because the galley is one of the most dangerous places during a list. Boiling food, knives, pans. So you really do not want to be in the galley when the ship lists. Also in the gift shop, you've got perfume bottles, glass bottles smashed all over the floor, glass displays, skincare that comes in glass bottles. None of this is designed to handle sideways movement. And this right here is the most common kind of injury that can happen during a list. Basically someone getting crushed by moving furniture. Anything mounted or stacked or not secured can go flying, which is why actually when you go on a cruise ship you will notice that most things are like mounted or secured to the wall so that when the ship lists, because it will at some point, everything doesn't go flying.
Oh God. Oh my God.
I wanted to put that video in here because even without listing, cruise ships can be really dangerous just with heavy winds and rain. You saw that pushchair flying over, that kid go over. Now, can you imagine what would have happened if everything was the same, but there was also a list, even just 30 degrees? Well, lucky for you and unlucky for some, we don't have to imagine. Now, this is one of the most infamous cruise incidents in the last decade, the Viking Sky. 9-meter waves, engine failure, listing, it was a recipe for disaster. And because of what I said earlier about the stabilisers only actually working when the ship is going forward through the water, now maybe you can understand why they were rocking so much. Basically, engine failed, they weren't moving, which means the stabilisers don't do shit. And another big part of this incident is that it was so bad that they had to evacuate the cruise ship. And they didn't evacuate the cruise ship like you might think, using the lifeboats. People had to be airlifted. Now, do you know why? This is the uncomfortable truth about listing. The lifeboats are pretty obsolete. If the ship is listing to one side, you can't launch the lifeboat safely on the high side. They would smash into the hull, they would drop uncontrollably, and then we could see the waves. And that's why they used helicopters for this evacuation. It was the only option.
Oh my goodness. Holy shit.
Look, they look like they're walking uphill. Can hear all the smashing, look at the chairs.
Alright, it's time to abdicate the area. I hurt my arm.
You hurt your arm. She was trying to help.
Daddy, I'm scared.
Yeah.
I don't like this ride anymore.
And understandably, fear takes over when you're not just dealing with the tilt, but you're dealing with medical emergency announcements, the sounds of smashing glasses, the sounds of people crying. And you start to think, oh shit, this isn't looking good. So the real question, should you be worried? Well, let's put this into perspective. Cruise ships list far less often than social media makes it seem. Most lists are mild and last like under a minute. And most people never experience anything more dramatic than their drink sliding gently across the table. And a mild list can actually be quite entertaining, like when you are walking up the promenade as if you're walking uphill, sometimes it can be a bit of a laugh. But it's when it gets past 30 degrees and stays for quite a long period of time that it gets worrying, because that's when you start seeing plates smashing, glasses smashing, chairs moving, and that's when it can get dangerous. So actually you should be more worried about getting hit by an object that is moving around because of the listing. So that's why if the ship is listing and it does look like it's going to list for a while, the captain will usually instruct you to go back to your cabin, because pretty much everything in your cabin, apart from what you brought with you, is secured, which means in your cabin you are far less likely to be injured. However, the thing that really strikes people is the fact that lifeboats are pretty useless if the ship is listing. Now, like we saw with the Viking Sky, of course a helicopter came and people were airlifted to safety, but what if you were in the middle of nowhere and a helicopter could get to the ship for hours and hours and hours? What happens then? But again, how likely is it that this is going to happen? It's very, very unlikely. Like very, very unlikely. And especially with all the technology cruise ships have now and the itineraries that they mostly do, it's not something you need to worry about. Put it this way. I know all of this and I will continue to go on cruises. When you think of the ratio of how many ships are actually out in the sea at one time to how many disasters there are, you're pretty safe. But that is it for this video. I really hope you have enjoyed it, and if you have, I would really appreciate it if you press the subscribe button, because you know we're nearly at 100,000 subscribers. But I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. If you have any questions or video suggestions, please leave them in the comments down below. I love reading your feedback. But have a wonderful rest of the week, and I will see you in the next video, guys.